Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Holistic Growth Show, where it is my aim to equip students with essential skills that, for some reason, aren't taught in schools. My name is Tim Evertse, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. So, today I am talking about university and having a job, or getting employed anyway. So, this is a little bit of a conversation that I've been having with a lot of the mentors in my life and a lot of people who have sort of lived longer than me. I'm just asking them, how's you know employment and everything like that. And the interesting thing is that you know you can get into university, you can work really hard in university and get a good degree at the end of your studying program. Maybe it's like, I don't know, 3-5 years, or maybe 7 or 8 years on, like, some of um the higher courses. But at the end of the day, if you get your degree, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to become employed. The reason is that it's mostly about experience. Employers hire you based on the experience that you have. And so the only way you can gain experience is by, doing work or having a job. But then you'll notice that, it's kind of a paradox, because in order to get a job, you need experience, but the only way you can get experience is by having a job. So it's kind of like an endless loop where you need the one to have the other, but you can't get the one without having the other, if that makes sense. And it's really kind of, frustrating if you think about it. But something that I found to be quite useful, and they've said it as well, my mentors have said it, is that the way you can gain experience is through little things on the side. So while you're at school and while you're studying, you shouldn't neglect things like working with clubs and societies. You shouldn't neglect things like volunteering or community service, or outreach, or those sorts of things. You shouldn't neglect those, because those help you to build essential skills that you can then put on your CV and then take into the workplace. And so you might be wondering, what type of skills should I be learning? Well, from what I've seen, there's two types of skills. There's soft skills and there's hard skills. Now, hard skills are things like they called hard skills because they're easy to measure. You either have it or you don't, and that's something like writing or coding or video editing or building or manufacturing something or music production. Those are hard skills, because you can easily see, okay, you have it, and how good are you at that. And then soft skills are things that are not as easy to measure, but they're still sort of subtle things that make it easy to work with. So things like team working, things like collaboration, which is essentially the same thing, things like communication, things like time management, things like critical thinking, analytical thinking, things like agility, those sorts of things. Those are soft skills, and those are more about the person that you are, and like the essential traits and characteristics that you have, versus the hard skills, things that you can do. So there are many ways that I've seen that you can build up hard skills, and this is something that I've done over the past while, where I've been building up my skill of writing by just practicing, and I've been building up my skill of speaking by practicing, doing speeches, doing this podcast. I've been building up my skills of like audio editing, so like, yeah, editing uh audio, and editing video by doing YouTube and TikTok, and doing this podcast again. Having things like that, little projects that you work on, is actually really good for building those hard skills. And so I would suggest things like some projects that are useful are things like newsletters, like writing an email newsletter, writing a blog, maybe doing like maybe like same newsletter, but using like Canva to make like ebooks or something like that you send out every month. Maybe doing a podcast, maybe doing a YouTube channel, maybe doing like a TikTok or something like that. those are some like nice projects that can teach you a lot of different skills. And then it's also, it kind of acts as a portfolio. And the great thing about having a portfolio is that if you put out things like newsletters, if you put out things like blogs, if you put out things like podcasts, things like YouTube videos and stuff, people can see it and can see, oh, you actually can do this thing, and you have these hard skills, and you have these good skills that are actually useful in the workplace. And you know you can use that sort of as proof that you have experience with those skills. And then you have soft skills. Now, soft skills are interesting because the only way that you can really build them, from what I know now, is by being involved in initiatives. So things like volunteering, things like community service. I think those are the only ways that you can really build soft skills, because those are like people skills, and those are ways to manage yourself and whatnot. And you build those over a long period of time, you know. And so things like skill building, you're not going to experience the fruits of your labor, you know, like the first week of doing something. You got to invest like 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year or year and a half, maybe even 2 years, to really see, and make progress on those sort of skills and stuff. So yeah, that's my little tidbit for the day. Just those hard skills you can build through portfolio and through projects and stuff. And if you're wondering what sort of hard skills you should learn, the easy way is just to do research. Search, like, what are the essential skills of 2023, or the essential skills of 2024 or whatnot. And or you can go through ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can give you like a list of things. You can even ask ChatGPT, how can I learn these skills? And then you say, okay, look, you can do this, do this, do this. And so yeah. And then you can also, soft skills, you can also even search that, okay, what are soft skills that are good to have, and then I want to do more research into how you can build soft skills, because I'm pretty sure I got a few ideas of how you can do it, but I'm not ready to share them yet unless I've tested them properly. But yeah, so I feel like having these skills that you build up on the side of school, while having school like during the day, and then in the evenings or whatnot, you're building these skills. It's actually really useful, because that will help you at the end of university, where you have a degree, where you at least have your CV, where you have your degree, and you have at least some skills that you've built up. It just gives you a higher likelihood of being employed at the at the end of your degree studying phase, if that even makes sense. But yeah, so that's just my little tidbit. Build skills on the side, research what skills you should build, and do things like email newsletters, things like you know booklet newsletters, maybe to test like graphic design skills and whatnot. Things like podcasts, things like YouTube channel, things like TikTok. Those things to have on the side and as a portfolio are useful. And the world is slowly moving towards digital realm, and so having those digital skills will be useful. And yeah, so that's just my little 2 cents for the day. That's my little input for the day, and that's what I was thinking about today. And so hopefully that can sort of give you some inspiration and ideas of what you can do, and what you can use to improve your chances of being employed at the end of your degree. Because I know, me personally, by the time I'm done studying, I do want to at least be employed. That's the more important thing for me than actually having the degree. But yeah, so the degree will just help me in other ways. But yeah, so that's my little once again, sorry, that's my little short bit. And I hope you have a lush one, and that you enjoy whatever you're doing, wherever you are. And yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow. Cheers.